Hi. We're all at an important phase in our life where interviews play a big role in deciding our futures. Even if you're the best candidate ever and you have all the qualifications, a bad interview can just ruin your chances at getting a job. There are guidelines that will teach you how to make your interview the best. And here's an interview that doesn't follow those guidelines.
Good afternoon, Mr. Muir. My name is Isaiah Anderson. I'll be your interviewer today.
Welcome, man.
Basically, Mr. Muir, this is your standard interview process. We just want to ask a couple of questions to see if you're ready for Capital City Hydroponics. So, Mr. Muir, can you just tell us a little bit about your strengths and weaknesses in the fields?
Well, I'm pretty good at playing the league.
And how does your league playing build onto the job? Well, let's move on to another question. What would have been your past work experiences?
I shoveled snow a few times.
Well, that certainly shows dedication. Do you basically have any experience in the area of hydroponics?
Could you give an example?
Do you know what plants are?
Yeah.
Well, that's about all we need. Welcome, Mr. Muir. Have a great one.
Yeah! Now, let's look at what that interviewee did wrong. He didn't maintain eye contact with his interviewer. He hesitated in answering his questions. He didn't answer the questions properly. He wasn't even dressed for the occasion. You have to dress professionally for an interview. And finally, he just didn't show himself to be the best possible candidate to choose for the job. So, let's look at what a good interview looks like.
Good afternoon, Mr. Muir.
Good afternoon to you too.
So my name is Isaiah Anderson, and I'm going to be your interviewer today for Capital City Hydroponics.
My pleasure.
So tell me a little bit about yourself, Mr. Muir. What are some of your strengths and weaknesses?
Well, I was a TA in a plant science course at UMD, and I also worked on the farm there, so I have a lot of experience with growing plants already.
Very impressive, actually. Now, tell me, what do you know about the hydroponic system? Have you had any experience with that?
During my senior year, I had a project where I had to grow some black-eyed Susans in my apartment with the hydroponic system, and it was very successful.
Really? That is very interesting, Mr. Muir. I have to say, you are probably one of our most qualified candidates.
Thank you.
We thank you very much for your time, sir.
Thank
you have
you
a great
too.
day.
As you can see, in contrast to the first interview, this interviewee maintained his composure much better. He maintained eye contact with his interviewer, he answered the questions properly, he was actually qualified for the job, and he was dressed to impress. Overall, he just presented himself as the best candidate, or the best possible candidate for the job. If you follow these guidelines, you will do the best you can in your job interviews, and hopefully you will succeed.